Hello everyone, I am Crystal Wildfire Anthony here on Muscle Sport TV with another episode of Spreading Like Wildfire. Today I want to talk to you guys about a question I get quite often in my live Instagrams, and it's about sponsorships. Guys will ask me, how do I get a sponsorship? How do I get a deal with a supplement company? How do I go about, getting somebody to sponsor me, whether it's a clothing company, whatever. I get those questions all the time. And I'm going to tell you guys that pretty much it's non-existent. I can't tell you if 10, 15 years ago there were more of them. There might have been. That was before I started really getting into it. But as of now, especially with social media being the way it is, with Facebook, with Instagram, and everybody being on social media nonstop, companies have gone away from a sponsorship where they're paying somebody X amount of dollars to be their athlete, their sponsored athlete, and then that athlete promotes them. More what they're doing now, I guess you would call, like they call it an ambassadorship, or if they're called a sponsored athlete, basically those people aren't getting paid. They're probably a handful, if that, pros out there getting paid actual cash from a supplement company to be a sponsored athlete. Most people are not getting paid actual cash to do these things. What they're doing is being an ambassador for a company, or even if they're a sponsored athlete, that company will usually give them X amount of money towards buying their products. Let's say that you're a sponsored athlete for, whatever supplement company. They're going to give you a code to go out and spread on social media. Somebody uses your code to order something, you're going to get a kickback from the company because somebody used your code. So, you're going to get money towards whatever you end up ordering from the company. So it may end up, if you get enough people ordering under your code, that your stuff may end up being free, but it's not money that they're giving you to compete or to buy, anything that isn't their products. So supplement companies, sponsorships for those, for clothing companies, sponsorships for those, anything like that, they just don't exist out there, guys. Nobody is going to pay you to be a bodybuilder. It just isn't going to happen. I don't care what kind of a big freak you are, size-wise, what your competitive history is. If you think you're going to be the next Mr. or, Mr. Olympia or, Miss International or whatever you think you're going to be, nobody is going to pay you to be a bodybuilder. Most of you, 99.99999% of you, are still going to have to go out there and do whatever job it is that you do to make money, because bodybuilding really is not a job for anybody. It's a hobby. And I know a lot of people get pissed off when I say things like that, but it really, really is a hobby, and it's a very expensive hobby. Now, how you want to support your hobby and, your habits, that's your business. Whether you are out working 10 hours a day, in a factory, whether you're out hooking on the corner, whatever it is that you want to do to support your bodybuilding hobby and habit, knock yourself out. That is your business. But you're going to have to support that yourself. You're going to have to pay for your gym memberships, your supplements, your competing, all of that. You're going to have to pay for that yourself. Now, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, there are, people out there who make GoFundMe pages for their competing, for competitions, for whatever. A lot of people like to argue that you should never make a GoFundMe page for that sort of thing. I'm not sure who made them the GoFundMe police, but whatever. So I'll tell you now, I have a GoFundMe page out there. I have not used it in about 2 years. I actually kind of forgot about it. But the reason I started that GoFundMe page several years ago was because there were a lot of guys who wanted to give me money. And I know that sounds odd. I know it sounds weird, but there really are guys out there who want to see a female bodybuilder get bigger. And it's almost like a turn on for them to give them money so they can get bigger. And so it was suggested to me by a few of these guys to make a GoFundMe page, because it was an easy, anonymous way for them to give me money. It was a safe way for them to give me money, safe on their end, using their credit cards or their banks or whatever. And it would help me in my bodybuilding. So I made the page because guys asked me to do that. Now, even if that isn't the case for whoever is out there making their own GoFundMe pages and doing that sort of thing, honest to goodness, they can make it for whatever they want. You can make a GoFundMe page for somebody, you can say you want to buy a new pair of pants. I don't care. Make the GoFundMe page. It's up to the people that donate to decide whether they want to donate or not. And that's why I don't understand why so many people get so hung up on this, oh, you should make a GoFundMe page for X, Y, or Z. If people want to donate, let them donate. It really is none of your damn business. But anyway, so there's so many different options out there and ways that you can pay for your bodybuilding habit, whether it's, like I said, busting your ass and working, which, by the way, I do. I probably put in more hours than most of you that want to sit there and criticize. I guarantee I work more hours than most of you do. But whether it's you're working your ass off, like I said, in a factory, working in an ER like I do, whether you're hooking on the corner, I don't care. I don't understand why so many other people care, but you're not going to get a supplement company or a clothing company to sponsor you and pay for your entry fees and to pay for you to travel to your competitions, to give you money so that you can go buy your groceries, things like that. The sponsorships, they just aren't out there. They just don't exist anymore, guys. So, when people ask me this on my Instagram, it's really hard to explain all of that on my Instagram lives. I try and keep, my answers down to just a few minutes of a rant or less, but really it's just not something that's going to happen. So don't go out looking for the sponsorships. Sometimes you'll get lucky and there's a company that comes along that wants you to be a sponsored athlete, and they'll give you some freebies as far as their supplement goes, as long as you push their supplements and advertise for them on social media and things like that. And that's wonderful and that's great. If it's something you want to do, hey, do it. Have fun with it. But like I said, they're not going to be giving you cold hard cash to go spend however you want on your bodybuilding just because you put their brand out there. Not unless you're like Phil Heath, something like that. But anyway, so that's my 2 cents on sponsorships, supplement companies, clothing companies, things like that. Just go out and work your ass off and pay for it, guys. If you want, make a GoFundMe page. I'm all for it. Knock yourself out. Like I said, go hook on the corner. $20 a pop, whatever you want to do. I don't care. It doesn't bother me a bit. I find it funny when it bothers other people, though. So that's this episode of Spreading Like Wildfire with me, Crystal Wildfire Anthony, on Muscle Sport TV. Make sure you guys keep tuned. I've got a few things coming up. I want to do a contest here in the near future. I talked about a pec bouncing contest, and I've got that in the works. So keep your eyes out for me to release a video on that one coming soon. Thanks, guys.